This video is about deposing the accountant. If you have a case involving financial records, you may have to depose the other side's accountant. And when you do, you want to procure that person's complete file. Review it, understand the terminology and the calculations, and retain your own accountant or CPA to help you understand the financial records. We all went to law school, but a lot of us weren't particularly good at math or science. So looking at financial records may cause our eyes to glaze over. Don't assume you understand them by simply looking at them. Sometimes it is worth the time and expense of hiring your own accountant to review them with you and give you the basis to ask the proper questions of the accountant. Also remember that when you depose an accountant, there's such a thing as an accountant-client privilege. Determine how it applies in your case and whether they can be able to assert that privilege and prevent you from discussing any communications they had with their client. It may not be relevant in your case, and it may be relevant. And then when you sit down and you prepare an outline, make sure you have the relevant financial records, make sure you understand the basis of those records, and see what assumptions the accountant made in reaching whatever calculations they made. Sometimes if you change the assumptions, you change the output, you're changing the input. And if you change the input, you change the output. It works both ways. So change what's going into the calculations and you'll change what's coming out of the calculations. Work through some different scenarios with your own expert. Ask them to change a certain assumption here or there and see how that affects the calculations. Again, accountants typically are used when there's business losses or when there's personal financial losses, and you want to be able to limit those losses whenever possible. And you do that by providing additional information that the accountant may not have and to alter the assumptions they made to change the conclusions they reached.